Thank you everyone for the time today and for joining us. I'm really excited to be here with you to talk about Geotab Vitality. This is the new joint venture that was announced earlier this year at Geotab Connect. And since then, we've been really hard at work to bring it to market. We're now live in Canada, the US, and Europe, with plans to expand to Australia and likely Mexico before the end of the year, and rapidly to the rest of the markets that Geotab operates in. So excited to work with you. Let me jump in. I like to start by talking about how did we get here to a point where Geotab did a joint venture, because that's not typical for Geotab. But about 2 years ago, we were hearing more and more from customers and partners that collisions were on the rise, and that the cost and the impact of collisions was increasing and putting burden on customers. So Geotab wanted to investigate that and really understand why this was happening, and with all the solutions that have been coming to market, why the problem continued to go in the wrong direction. So as we looked at the marketplace, what we found is that most of really our whole industry looks at driver safety and collision risk from the top down. We often focus in on who are the highest risk drivers in a fleet. They're the problem. We got to fix them, and we ignore the rest. We coach them, which means we beat them up and we tell them that they did a bad job, and this is creates friction between fleet manager and drivers, and sometimes we make them watch videos and say, hey, Steve, you've been speeding way too much. It's not safe. Could you watch this video that will help you be a better driver? And drivers hate it, and it does solve the problem for a short period of time, right? We've told the driver that you've done something wrong. And so while it's top of mind, we do see improvement in their performance. But pretty quickly, people tend to go back to their old habits. And so as we continue to dig into that, what we learned is that collision risk is really a human and behavioral challenge. It's not the vehicle that's having an issue and causing a collision. In most cases, it's the person. It's the choices of the individual behind the wheel that create the risk. And human behavior is incredibly hard to change. We are not wired as a species to change our behavior. Especially the older we get. And so anybody on the call, if you've had a gym membership or a weight loss program or a New Year's resolution, we don't tend to stick to them. And this data shows you that 2 out of 10 people who make a New Year's resolution quit by the second Friday of January. It's really hard. And then compounding that, people are generally overconfident in our own abilities. And so if we had a poll, I'd say, who on this call thinks that you are a good driver? I would say I feel like I'm a good driver. The data shows us something different when we look at safety. And so our own cognitive difference there creates a challenge, because people may not feel that they even need to change at all. So that's where this joint venture came from. Geotab said, this is not a problem that we can solve on our own. We need a partner who can help us with this, that's a global expert in human behavior. I won't tell you about Geotab. You guys already know who they are, but real experts in collision and commercial fleet. Vitality, you may not know, they've been around for 25 years. They're a global company. They have 41 million customers around the world, and their entire business is helping those customers to make better decisions every day. They got started in South Africa in health insurance, and they made a decision early on that they were going to try to help their customers be healthier, and that was where Vitality was born. Customers loved it. They were happier, healthier, and the cost of claims went down dramatically. So as discovery grew around the world, they have gone into health insurance, life insurance, personal lines, driving insurance, wealth management, and banking. All of this is underpinned by the Vitality award-winning behavior change program and technology. Just to give you a bit more background on Vitality, they are experts in this. I've been to their office in Johannesburg, South Africa, and it's full of actuarial scientists and behavioral scientists who are constantly thinking about and analyzing the data to understand how best to help people to do better. So we've spent the last 2 years putting the pieces together. Geotab's understanding of commercial fleets and all of the nuance between different types of fleets and collision risk. And we've bolted that on and augmented Vitality's existing behavior change technology that they use in their personal lines consumer driving insurance to help make drivers safer on the road. So we've built a product that enables commercial fleet drivers to do that as well. Some quick proof points. So we've been live in the market since Geotab Connect in February. We have quite a few pilots going on with customers right now in Canada, the US, and Europe. One of those customers, Ploger Transport, we saw a 15% improvement in their predictive collision risk in just 2 months. And we saw twice as much improvement versus the other group. We did a blind study, and the other group who tried to change behavior using traditional means, we saw twice as much improvement from the group that used our application. Now, February, it's not been very long since then, but Vitality Drive and that technology has been around since 2011. And what they've experienced in their insurance business is a 50% reduction in collision claims. So that's our North Star. That's what we're headed towards over the course of time. And when you see me back on the road ahead, I hope to update you on other pilots that we've been doing and the success that we've seen with them. So what is it? It's an application, a mobile app that sits on the driver's phone. Today, it is a standalone application. We are integrating it with Geotab Drive. We expect that to be done towards the end of August. And the way that it works is every week we give drivers a goal. So in this case, you can see 550. So that's the goal that we want drivers to hit this week. We measure their safe driving using everything that you see in the safety center today: speeding, acceleration, braking, cornering, etc. And drivers can get up to 100 points per day. And then just like your Apple Watch or your Fitbit, you see the ring close through the week. And if drivers achieve their goal, they get credits, which go into their digital wallet, and they can spend them right in our rewards mall in the app. So we're asking drivers to do something, which is be safe, drive safely. And that act of rewarding them when they do that starts to change their behavior, and it makes it habitual over time. Two quick things on this. So all of the scoring is fully aligned with Geotab's predictive collision risk algorithm. So you get the benefit of all of the clustering and AI benchmarking that they use, which means we're comparing drivers apples to apples. So if I'm a driver, we're comparing Steve to all other drivers in Geotab's network of 4.8 million vehicles or 8 million drivers who look and drive like me based on my vehicle type, based on my driving style, and based on my area risk. The second thing is that the scores and the goals are personalized to the driver. So when a driver starts the program, we're just asking them to do a few small things to improve, and we reward them for that. As they improve, we stretch them, and we use behavioral science to help them strive to be better. And we also increase the amount of reward they can get. So drivers can achieve up to $10 a week in rewards, which means $520 per year in rewards that they can take home for consistently driving safely. Here are some of the screenshots. You'll get a good sense of the app when you get this presentation. There's a lot of behavioral science baked into this. So think gamification, feedback loops, nudges, incentives, right? This isn't our industry's version of coaching. This is very modern style. It's behind the scenes, and it's helping the drivers proactively improve as they engage with the app to understand how they're doing week over week on all the different behaviors, and they can reward themselves, like I said, right in the app. For drivers, it's very simple, right? It's as long as they drive well, they get rewarded. So it's a simple message for you to communicate to your drivers, and they love it. We get a lot of feedback from drivers that they like to feel valued for the work that they're doing. Instead of 2 months later, having a fleet manager reach out and say, "Hey, what are all these events that I see here?" Right? It's a constant engagement with the app, and then being rewarded for all their hard work. We offer drivers a status every 3 months. They can be awarded between bronze and platinum. For you, this is a very simplified view of the predictive collision risk. For your drivers, it's competition and bragging rights. And some of our customers actually do additional rewards with the status. Every 6 months, I give my platinum drivers a Yeti cooler, for example. Here are some of the rewards partners. And so we have 160 in the network. They are all localized around the world. So different rewards in Canada versus the US versus Spain versus Latin America, Australia, etc. And so what this means is your drivers can give themselves things that they like and that matter to them. Everything from Amazon to Walmart to Home Depot, Ticketmaster, you name it, it's in there. So it's a very exciting, comprehensive program for you. It's entirely out of the box. You don't have anything to manage, right? We've aligned the whole system to reducing collision risk. All the data science is in there to do that. So you don't have to manage, what events do I want to focus on this week, and how do I communicate that to my drivers, and spreadsheets and buying rewards and divvying them out and explaining to a driver why they didn't get something. All that goes away and gets baked into this app. From an ROI perspective, the bulk of the ROI comes from two things. It's collision reduction, and it's also driver retention and morale, which we hear about a lot lately from customers. You do see ancillary benefits in maintenance, right? Drivers aren't beating up the vehicle as much. Fuel economy, drivers aren't speeding and accelerating so hard, for example. And our data science tells us that if you can get your fleet from bronze to platinum, that risk reduction is almost 50%. So that's what we're striving towards, and all of our product roadmap is baked around that, as well as expanding to other behaviors that drivers have that you care about. So from a flywheel perspective, this app helps you to attract and retain better drivers. You'll see a reduction in collision risk and cost and downtime. And giving those incentives back to your drivers helps them to feel valued for the work, and it's a nice cyclical program there. Very quick, last thing I'll show you is we are live in Order Now in the Geotab marketplace, so it's very easy to get access to the product. It's very low lift. It's very simple to turn on, so you can install our add-in, so you get access to it right from Order Now. You then can install the add-in. You can manage your drivers directly from there. You can add them individually to enroll them in the program, or you can do it in bulk. As soon as you've enrolled a driver, they will get an email with links to download the app from the Apple App Store or the Google Play Store. They enter a one-time password, and then they just drive well and get rewarded. So it's very simple from that perspective. We do have a full customer success team that's here to support you. So it's very easy to get started, and we do offer free trials. So if you're interested to learn more, please reach out to me. My calendar link should be in the chat, and also please talk to your reseller as well. So thank you so much for the time.
Thank you for all that information on Vitality. It seems like it'd be a really cool tool, make driving almost fun, to see if you can get more rewards. I did have a few questions that we'll go over. I'm likely not going to be able to get to all these questions. We do have a lot of questions in here, but we'll follow up with answers to all of them after the event early next week. So we had a few questions around, is there an additional cost associated? I assume so, with getting Vitality.
There is, and so that's something to talk to your reseller about. There's also an MSRP listed in the Order Now product page, so you can get some insight as to what the cost looks like there. There's a fee for the technology, the platform, and the ongoing improvements, maintenance, support, and then there's an additional fee for the rewards. That all gets baked into one simple price per driver per month to make sure there's no variability for you.
Awesome. Thanks for that. And people are wondering about the rollout for other regions such as South America, Caribbean areas.
Yes, and it's a question I get asked a lot, and I wish we could be everywhere today. We are working on rolling out to all areas that Geotab is live in. We do have some demand from Mexico, and so we're expecting to get there before the end of the year. I think that'll be a great stepping off point for us for the rest of Latin America. We're targeting Africa for early next year. There's demand from the Middle East. So I will put some thought to that and try to put some details to it, which we can send out in the questions later.
Awesome. Thank you. I appreciate that. And yeah, we had a few questions around things like the customization of different things like some companies they have their own, rules, like their own custom rules they want their drivers to follow, and those are the kind of the standards they want to set for them, or they want to be able to add in things like doing your DVR every day on time type of
Yeah.
things. Is there any
Yes.
thoughts on that you can share?
Yeah. So I'll take that as kind of a two-part question. So on the front end, the customization, I would say we don't have that from a safety perspective. So the Geotab team has used all of their data science. It's the largest commercial telematics data set in the world to really pinpoint all of the behaviors and nuance of different types of vehicles, area risk, driving styles that indicate collision risk. So we are very much focused on that. And so we don't allow you to change the rules or the weightings because that will actually get you further away from the outcome that you want, which is lower collision risk. Now, we are actively working on adding additional behaviors in. Idling is something we're targeting for the end of this year, so that will reduce fuel cost. We are looking at driver or in-vehicle inspections, look at review of logs. We have a whole list of behaviors that we're looking at. So we can incentivize your drivers to change any type of behavior that you care about. We also, sorry for the long answer, actually, but we
No.
also are looking at adding in behaviors that different customers care about. We have a customer in Spain who is a ride-hailing company. They work for Uber, and they want to incentivize their drivers based on having that app open. So we're actively creating a component in our system that will allow for custom behaviors. So we don't allow you to change the weightings, but if there is something that you care about, let's talk, and we can look at adding it in. The second part of the question, I now can't remember, but I had a good
No,
answer for it.
I think you answered all. I think that was,
Okay.
that was good. I think that's yeah, that's exactly what people were looking for, because I think there's a lot of behaviors that, they want
Yeah.
to encourage that this would be really helpful for. All right. So as far as the usage of this app, is this something that is it like your Apple Watch where, like, say you're in the middle of a run and it's getting updated in real time, telling you exactly what's going on? Is this, what are the,
Yeah.
times when they're going to be looking at this app? Is it like a recap at the end of the day type of a thing?
Yeah. So today we analyze the data once a day. So every day you get an update of what yesterday looked like. We do want to get to that real time feedback because from a behavioral science perspective, feedback is best served hot, right when it happened. And so we want to get to that. That's so we're continually going to be improving and moving towards that the ability to push to a driver and say, hey, we just saw this trip happen. Here's how you did.
Awesome. That's will be really cool to see all the different, the
Yeah.
ways this develops over time as people continue using it. All right, I'll do one more question here. So, as far as government databases, government
Mm-hmm.
agencies, yeah, if you can talk to that.
Yes. Can they use the program? The answer is yes, you can. And if you are a government customer, happy to talk to you about some of the different nuances of whether or not you are able to give rewards, things like that. Just reach out to me, and we can have a meeting, and I can talk you through how we manage that.
All right. I think yeah, we'll follow up with the rest of the questions. Thank you for your time today, Steve. Thanks for all the information you shared. This is a really cool program that I think is getting people excited to use.